Okay, so at this point, you should have picked out your 3 coasters that we have, and we will be giving you your resin. You should have also picked out 3 colors of your alcohol ink and have those set aside, and your color of glitter, and that is in one of our 1-ounce cups. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mix our resin, and it's really, really important that we mix it very slowly because we don't want bubbles in it. So you definitely, this is like in real time. This is how slow I am stirring it. You do not want to stir it any faster than this. You want to go different directions, back and forth, but you want to go pretty slow because we want minimal bubbles in it because we're only going to torch these one time. Because once our alcohol ink is in there, we don't want to torch them and move our color. So you're going to go just as slow as I'm doing this. We're not going to have a timer on here. We are going to just gauge it by how it looks. And we want it to be completely clear, but don't stir any faster than this. Now I am making sure that I'm scraping the sides of my bowl, of my cup, and I'm going different directions, and I'm doing a couple different techniques as far as spinning and then just kind of moving my stick around in there. So we're going to stir this until it gets nice and clear. And I keep changing directions just because we do want to make sure that it gets all the way mixed together. Otherwise, it will not set up properly. And it looks like we're getting pretty close. Look at in your cup there, you should be able to see to the bottom, see through it. You shouldn't be able to see your stir marks as you're stirring. And this is looking pretty clear. So the first thing we're going to do is you should have your foil little cup sitting close to you because we're going to drizzle just over the top of our foil. This will have about the perfect amount, so we don't want to waste it. So you're going to get your foil cup ready, and you're going to just drizzle just over the top and just cover just enough so that you cover the foil. And now we're going to stir it up because those pieces that are in there were larger pieces of foil. We want to kind of break them up so that they're smaller. So I'm just going to stir until I make sure that all of them are covered, and I'm going to divide it equally between my 3 coasters that I have. And it doesn't have to be perfect that first time when you set it on there. We can go back. We just want to make sure we have enough for each coaster. And you want to just get all of it out of there. Get as much out of that cup as you can. And I'm going to spread it so it's not sticking up taller than my coaster because you don't want your coaster to not be able to sit on your table. Because remember, we are basically doing this upside down. So what you're looking at is what's going to be the bottom. So now I'm just making sure that I get all the resin I can off of my stick. And I'm going to start to pour, and I am not going to fill up each coaster. I'm going to go from coaster to coaster because it takes a while to spread out, and I don't want to have too much in one coaster. So I'm going to put a little in each one, and I'm going to move to the next one and just work my way around filling them. This is thick, and so it takes a while to spread out, and we do not want it to go over the top, so we don't want too much in one coaster. So that's why I'm going to go and just work my way around each coaster, filling it up. It should be about the right amount where you can get all your coasters filled the way they should be. And you want all of it out. So I'm scraping it out and making sure I get every little bit out. And then what we're going to do is we'll come around with our torch and we are going to get out those bubbles, because this is the only time that we're going to torch it, because once we have our color on there, we do not want to torch it again. So while we're doing this, you can make sure that all of your alcohol ink bottles are open. And you can take your gloves off. So now remember, these are going to be like flowers. So we're going to drop our alcohol ink like petals. So you should not have more than 5 drops in each coaster. As we go around, we're going to go around our little foil middle. One of my colors is white because I like it to be a little bit opaque, but that's completely your choice. Make sure all of your bottles are open and that they are actually all the way open. And there may be a few that we haven't opened all the way, so just make sure that your bottles are working. Shake them up real well. And you're going to be very careful because you're going to just do 1 drop at a time. And you'll watch me, I'm going to do 5 drops because they're going to spread out. So don't worry that you think that they're small, because trust me, they're going to just keep spreading out. And I'm going to kind of alter my colors and do a different color scheme first. I put down the pink, but I'm going to go with maybe my purple as my next. And you can watch as those just continue to spread out. Just keep letting those spread out, and now you're going to do your second layer of color. And again, you can just watch those continue to spread out. And then we're going to do our third color. You can see how they already look like flowers. Okay, now we're going to give you all a little skewer because this is how we're going to define our petals. Now, if you want to leave them completely like this, you could absolutely leave them like this. With resin, it definitely changes over time, but what we're going to do is we're going to start pulling those colors from the outside, and that is going to pull that outside color in and give us some lines. And I'm kind of swirling when I get to that middle. You want to go slow. Again, we're trying not to incorporate a lot of bubbles. And you don't want to stir a lot because you don't want your colors really to mix either. You want all your colors to kind of still stay separate from each other. You can do this as many times. You can make as thin a petals as you want. Again, it won't stay completely like this, but this just kind of gives us our general shape. Try to get closer on this one so you can see a little bit better. We're just going to do the same thing. Slow. I'm going to do some swirling, but not a lot. I'm basically just kind of drawing with my skewer and just guiding those colors around. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of start making go the opposite direction and give some points to my petals. Just sort of making it a random design. You do not have to do this. This is just, I'm doing this just to sort of show you another option. I'm pulling that blue color out through my petal. And then we're done. Like I said, you don't want to keep playing with it because you really don't want your colors to mix together and give you something that's more of a brown than those distinct colors. So the key is to stop when you're ahead.